If you feel like your fingers won't listen to you, they're not responsive, they're a bit slow to action, then this video is perfect for you. We're going to go over how to fix your uncoordinated fingers. Let's talk about the issue of having uncoordinated fingers today. So this is something that I've struggled with in my earlier days of piano and also recently as well, when I took a longer break away from not playing the piano. When I came back to practice, it felt like my hands were really sticky. They weren't moving quite right. It wasn't a great feeling. So I got to work and I started trying different methods, seeing which one might help me the most with these uncoordinated, not so responsive fingers. Here are my findings on uncoordinated fingers. The source of this uncoordination was from two main things. The first one was the fingers not being quite warm enough. Just like how you warm up before any sport or gym, warming up before piano made a big difference. Second one is just your general technical ability for piano. If what the piece is asking of you is a bit over your technical limit, it will feel a bit awkward to play. So the perfect solution would be one that would strike both of these in one go. If you're a pianist more familiar in the classical realm, you've probably heard of the two fairly infamous composers, or famous if you do like them, is your Czerny and your Hanon. These guys are really well known for their pieces which are made to improve your technical abilities, your endurance, and the strength of your fingers. Only issue is that sometimes it takes too long to actually learn the piece rather than practice your technical skills. By the time you finish learning the piece, you're probably pretty sick of it already to spend more time refining those skills, which is the most important part. So I found this book here. I didn't actually find it. I stole it from my cousin's house. And it's actually great because it's just one-line snippets or a few line snippets of Czerny, broken down just to learn your technical skills. We won't be using this, but I used it as a reference for how you're going to fix those uncoordinated fingers. We're going to play a 4-bar passage and we're going to loop that for 5 minutes. We're going to use it as a warm-up before your piano practice. This warm-up is going to help move your fingers cleaner throughout your practice, and in general it's going to help with your finger coordination, its endurance, and its strength. I'm going to give you the sheet music for it, but I'm also going to break it down step by step, so even if you don't know how to read sheet music, you'll be able to do it. It only uses 5 notes of the entire piano, so it's pretty simple, but it's also pretty tricky. For this passage, only one hand plays at a time, but both your left hand and your right hand can play the exact same passage, so alternate them to practice both hands. I'm going to teach you for the right hand. Rest each finger of your hand on C, D, E, F and G. That means your thumb will be on C, and then your pinky finishes on G. Throughout your playthrough, your fingers will never leave this position. That means when you see a C, that will always be played by the thumb, and if you see an F, that will always be played by the ring finger. Alternatively, on your left hand, your C will be played by your pinky, and your F will be played by your second finger. So essentially, always use the finger that is resting on the note. I'll display the notes and the sheet music on the screen now. Play every note in this passage of the same duration. Try and connect all the notes and play it as smoothly as you can, or in more classical terms, play legato. As you play, try and keep perfect form as you're playing, meaning you get a high wrist and lifting the fingers high. When you play through this warm-up, we're going to play it a bit differently to how we normally play any other piece. So the goal here is to make your fingers stronger, have more endurance, and make it more coordinated. And to do that, we have to play it a little bit differently. The first thing is play it forte, play it loudly. That's going to help build up your finger strength. Playing quietly is a skill on its own, but here we're going to get the strength of the fingers to be able to play louder, stronger, clearer. So playing forte will have a big role in helping that skill. The next check mark to try and tick revolves around evenness. Try and make each note spaced evenly apart from each other. Let's say if we're talking about distances, the first note and the second note is distanced 10 meters away, and the next two notes are distanced 10 meters away, and it's all spaced evenly throughout the entire warm-up. That's going to help with your coordination. So in that case, I'd say it's helpful to use the metronome, but also to use your ears and listen out for any what I call tripping of notes. So if you're not hearing an even da 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 and you're hearing a da 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 da, that is your unevenness of notes. Try and listen out for that. You probably also find it helpful with the evenness of the notes is to try and play your 4th and 5th finger much louder than your other fingers. Because these are your weakest fingers, when you try and play it louder, it's going to bring them at the same level as your other 3 fingers. 4th and fingers meaning your ring finger and your pinky finger. Choose a speed that you're comfortable to make sure you're doing these things right, and then as you get better over time, slowly increase the speed. You want to reach a point where you're playing pretty fast, but also making sure your notes are still super even and still loud, clear and strong. That about wraps it up for this video. I hope you guys keep me posted on how your finger uncoordination goes or just your general piano progress. Actually, it will help a lot if you guys let me know what you guys want to learn, because sometimes it's a bit of a struggle thinking about things to post. If the ideas are too specific, then I don't know whether it's worth posting or whether it's just too basic, like how to read notes and all that. So let me know, your feedback is pretty important. Other than that, hope you guys have a great rest of your day or good evening, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.